Hey guys, it's Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Nate, and with me I have my esteemed colleagues,
Ted,
Dave, and Ryan.
And today we're going to be talking about Tieflings and their infernal heritage.
I mean, if you're interested in a role playing situation, you know, and I'm usually pretty big on that. You know, the idea of playing something that's against, you know, caste. Here's your opportunity to, you know, step forward and say, okay, you know, I'm going to play this character, and yes, I'm going to be the holier than thou, you know, yes, go ahead, ridicule me, tell me to leave, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or you totally, you know, just accept your heritage. You play your very evil thing, and you play the murderous assassin or the, you know, the dark caster who's a necromancer.
And use thaumaturgy all the time, because you can make 3 of those effects going on all the time. Dude, you can make the creepiest warlock ever, and it would be great.
Well, it does say that though some Tieflings, some Tieflings are evil, they're not all, like the majority is not evil in Tieflings. Well, unlike Drow.
No, actually, it does say that their most common alignment. They do not have an innate tendency toward evil, but many of them end up there.
Yeah. Well, so, you know,
I mean, but
a whole bunch of first level characters.
Oh, wait,
you know,
open up
good,
Drow. What's it say for alignment for
neutral
Drow?
Good, chaotic good, and then, you know, you get.
I need to know.
You get a whole bunch of people being nasty to you your whole life, and you start to go down the path.
Yeah, I would think that you'd be resentful too.
Yeah. The resent stacks up until you're just like, all right.
An alignment section under Dark Elf.
Oh yeah, because it's just under Elf.
It's just under Elf.
Yeah, they didn't want to tell you how evil they really are.
Well, so that you know, so
Drow are
you'd be playing against type
has
technically.
made them vicious and dangerous. Drow are more often evil than not.
So Tiefling less evil than Drow.
Maybe.
So to comment on your extremes, I think with, you know, the RPGs, that's where you tend to go when you're playing things that are the odd. When you're going to play things like a Drow, you know, or a Tiefling that are generally considered evil, you either want to fully embrace it or go completely good, because if you're walking that middle line, you're just going to wind up going towards one extreme or the other, because
so you say start there instead of go there.
The townsfolk and the people that you're going to interact with, they're not going to know how to take you.
It depends on the world too. The setting, like in a planescape, you're fine.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're
second glance,
right, you know, but I mean, if you're in a standard setting, and someone is going by what's written in the book, Drow are evil, Tiefling are evil.
We just
depending.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it says that most of them end up evil.
Yeah. So well, you start out,
but also too.
And then the people crap all over you and get you really upset, and you start saying, "All right, next town that does this,
where do I sign that?
Burning it down."
Well, and also too, like, but depending on your setting, Dragonborn are freaking weird too. Like, you know, so I mean, really, depending on how like human centric your world is, everything is odd. Yeah, in comparison. I mean, like, I played a Tiefling fighter that he was not an extreme. He was like middle road. He was a mercenary. He was a soldier of fortune type of character.
And how did the DM and the other players react to that? You know,
it was more of a meat grinder game than a.
How did the monsters react to you?
They all universally wanted to kill me, but that was no different from the other. Yeah.
Where you belong.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, in that kind of. In that kind of, you know, game or that kind of setting, then it doesn't really matter, because, you know, role playing is kind of being pushed aside. Right. But in an actual, you know, long-standing campaign where role playing is there, when you're playing these type of races, I think the extremes are where you're either going to start or end up, and, you know, unless you are looking to have, you know, play that transition, just go to where you're going to be, because it's fun to play that side of it.
I want to play a totally even keel Tiefling now and prove you wrong.
Dude, you got a lawful neutral. You know, monk.
Neutral.
Oh, they did.
I think the transition. I think playing the transition is. Well, I mean, that's where the stories are.
That is where a story happens. Is when the character actually has a change. Because if your character ends up the way he started, your characters had absolutely no character development whatsoever, other than leveling.
I found that extremes tend to be caricatures of people.
Well, see, I put, you know, those kind of changes into a background which has led them to where they are.
Yeah.
And no, so like I said, I actually, I made a Tiefling Paladin. I've got a whole backstory, and the push, he went through that whole story of, okay, well, forget this. I'm going to, walk this path of light, and when those who come at me with the evil, I'll accept what they have to say, and I'll do my best to prove them wrong.
His character's 70 years old because he refers to it as the evil.
Yeah. So,
abyssal goodness.
You guys, comment, subscribe, share. Tell us what you think of the Tiefling or the Aladdin video game. As the case may be.
Yeah, for Nintendo or Sega Genesis, it was awesome.
You guys can find us at nerdarchy.com and on any of the social media sites.
And we have a subreddit, Nerdarchy, How to Stay Nerdy.
And with that, until next time, my friends,
stay nerdy.